Hey guys, I'm Krisha. I'm a divine channeler. I do tarot and Akashic readings, and I also teach them now. So that's new. So nice one there. But this is about twin flame telepathy. So I specifically do soul readings, soul connection readings, which are really important, as I've realized through Akashic and through tarot, through so many life experiences. Actually, I've always had an interest in the way human relationship work, including mother, child, family, friends, everything. I've always had an interest in it. This today is about twin flames and twin flame telepathy and what it truly means, because people are really intrigued by it. A lot of people have asked me questions about twin flame telepathy as well, how it works, how to recognize it. And to be honest, there were so many questions that I felt like I could talk about it for a really long time. And what I've decided to do is have this as a part zero. So this is going to be like an introduction to twin flame telepathy in trying to understand what it actually feels like, what it really is, and why it's different for twin flames compared to any other soul connection. So that's what we're going to talk about. And then there are going to be following episodes, which I'm going to be uploading very soon after this. And they will be based on the questions that I have received either through clients or I've received on my Instagram, because there are quite a few that I need to answer. And I thought, why not answer them in a longer video and answer it properly rather than trying to squish it all in a minute. So I'm hoping that this will be useful for anyone who wants to know more about twin flame telepathy. Let's begin. So, twin flame telepathy. Why is twin flame telepathy different to any other sort of telepathy? So let's talk about what telepathy actually is. Telepathy is when, say, for example, if I'm thinking of something right now and I say, guess what I'm thinking, or yeah, guess what I'm thinking, or you might be in a different country and I might be in a different place, and automatically, coincidentally, we think of the same thing. That's an invisible connection. That our minds, our souls are thinking of the same thing at the same time. We're communicating without words, basically. So yeah, if I was to sit here and say, okay, tell me what I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking of an ice cream flavor. Give you a few seconds. Okay, let's see if anyone guessed that. I was thinking of strawberry ice cream. So if you guessed that, well done. That was telepathy. We just had a telepathic conversation. Interesting, woohoo. If you didn't, it's fine. I actually never get these right, and I'm literally psychic, so I don't know how or what it works. But yeah, the reason twin flame telepathy is different to what we just did is because what you and me are doing, we are not twin flames, obviously. But you just read my mind. That is a communication that is happening between two completely different souls. When two twin flames communicate, it's different because rather than being telepathy with another soul, where you are sending a message and you're receiving something directly, I feel like it's it's more like inner dialogue, especially when you come into inner union. What it means, and even the time leading to inner union, what it means is that if one soul is literally like the same at the core but existing in two bodies, if you are thinking of something, this other soul is also thinking about it. It can happen at a different level if you're very disconnected, on an inner, inner soul, and you may not realize it, but it's always happening because this person is not separate from you. So you are always having this inner dialogue. Like, imagine it this way. So if there was like a line through you, like we have the line, through our brain as well, it's half of you is feminine and half of you is masculine, but these two things are still a part of you. You cannot have half your body and exist. You can't have half your feminine and this side doesn't need to exist. You can't have half your masculine and this side doesn't need to exist. You need to acknowledge that both of these sides need to come together. And that coming together essentially is an inner union. As you come into inside you, you realize that you are an inner union. Outside you, your twin flame will also mirror that. Okay, so when you're having a telepathic conversation with yourself, the reason it's an inner dialogue is because this half of you is speaking to this half of you. Your feminine is speaking to your masculine. But that exact same thing is also happening with your twin flame. So if you, and this is the reason why, if one twin flame gets ill, the other twin flame starts to have similar symptoms because they actually feel their pain as well. Your vision, your third eye, is actually very connected. So your thought process becomes very similar. Like you have the same thoughts, and the feminine will react to it in a very spiritual way. The masculine will react to it in a very like logical way, in a very 3D way, because the challenge for the feminine is to come out of their anxious zone into their real soul level spirituality. It's to understand who they really are. It's to understand, this is who I am, this is my feminine power, and I just need to exist. The masculine side of you has to help protect that power, is to help empower the feminine side as well. So that's how your feminine and masculine work within you. Even if someone is not a twin flame, that is how it will work. But within a twin flame, as you're having this telepathic conversation, it feels like an inner dialogue, because what's happening here is your feminine side is saying, we'll use an example here. If Okay, this is a very sexist example, but a lot of people say that women like to take time to get ready. And the reason that happens is because women actually appreciate the art of getting ready. It's not just, for us, it's quality time. It's like spending time with ourselves. It's like, putting makeup on, or even if we don't put makeup on, it's like just brushing our hair or just sitting with ourselves and enjoying that moment where we're just sat there and just happy with ourselves, maybe with a mirror, maybe without a mirror. And that's a feminine thing to do, where you don't have, anywhere to go. You don't have anything to think about. You're just sort of thinking about being with yourself. And sometimes when feminines can't do this as well, it's sort of like a masculine trait because you're rushing to get somewhere. Think about it. The earth is feminine, and the earth doesn't need to go anywhere. So the feminine side can just exist. The masculine side has to sort of, if the earth is there and we need to, sow a seed, get a plant, we have to go to the earth. We are doing a masculine act by being there and, sort of doing something to work with the earth to grow that plant. So the masculine side of you will be like, okay, it's great that you're loving yourself. This is a healthy masculine, by the way, not a wounded masculine. This is a divine masculine. So the divine masculine will be like, this is great. I love what you're doing here. Here's some protection and here's some structure to help you do this in the best way possible. So that is a healthy inner dialogue that will happen when twin flames are in union, inner union. Okay, so that is what will happen. That's what an inner dialogue will look like. And that's what a telepathic communication will look like. That is healthy. What is happening here is you're essentially, being a twin flame, your souls are like a married couple. Okay, so the way a married couple will have a conversation, you are having that conversation within yourself all this time. And that is why a lot of times, if you're having a day where you're like, I'm having a really good day, and all of a sudden this thought just hits you out of nowhere, like, oh my God, I'm really sad, or you feel like, why did that happen? It's happening because it could be coming from your twin flame, and your twin flame is sending you these thoughts like, I'm feeling this way, can you help me out? And energetically, when you balance that thought, like, oh, okay, I feel a bit sad, but that's okay. Maybe, maybe I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna read a book. As you transmute that emotion, or as you comfort that side of you, you are also comforting your twin flame. So, and you might think, oh, why does this happen? I was having a good day. Just because my twin flame got bothered by something, I started having a difficult day. So, why did that happen? The truth is, it's also happening with your twin flame. So, when your twin flame's having a great day, and if you're in a situation where you're like, oh, why is this happening? I'm not happy with this. Something happened with me. I had an argument with my friend. Your twin flame will feel those emotions too. And they are also helping you transmute those emotions, believe it or not. So, on a soul level, you literally exist in two bodies at once. You are just experiencing different realities. That's all that is happening. So, this is the basis of telepathy. And I know I've spent like 10 minutes trying to explain it, but I really wanted to get into the deeper end of it. And that's why I wanted this introduction to be a bit more detailed, to help you understand that your thoughts align very naturally. You know, your telepathy is very, very strong. If you are in one room, you know that the energy is tangible. You know, you can literally feel it. I have been in a room with twin flames, and I'm like, okay, I didn't even know they were twin flames at that point, and I was just like, okay, what is going on here? The energy is amplified. Why? Because if, for example, if one twin flame is feeling low, the other twin flame will automatically feel low unless they transmute that emotion and then send it back, and the other twin flame will feel fine. So it's literally like an equilibrium. Very scientific, but that's the best way I could describe it. You know, it's sort of like there's a line or a shape, U shape, whatever it is, but the emotions just keep going between you guys until you learn to balance them and bring them right in the middle. And they can keep going again like this, but again, you just have to balance it and keep bringing it in the middle. Chances are that as a twin flame, most of you have not learned how to emotionally regulate yourself through your environment as a child. And this happens in a lot of twin flames, particularly if you are sort of in the first or second or maybe even third wave as well. So it happens a lot. So that is what is happening. Your twin flame and you are learning how to regulate your emotions in a very intense relationship, on how to bring it back in the middle. So that is why I feel like it's like an equilibrium. So every time you feel an emotion, something else comes across, show yourself love, and it'll become a lot easier to deal with that emotion. Because that emotion could be yours, it could be a twin flames. Truth is, it's actually both of your emotion. It's not one of you that is feeling this. This is happening to help you realize that you really are one at the core. It's not just a concept that we made up. It's not something that we're just saying and it's like this is how it works. It's to help you realize on a very deep soul level that you are not two different people. You come together as one. No matter where you are in this world, you are one. There are situations where you might do something and you literally hear your twin flame's voice, even if you have not met them for years or months or whatever it is, or not spoken to them, you will hear their voice in your head. You will hear it and you will hear them commenting on it, and just that 1 second, and that is also telepathy. So it's very real, it's very tangible. The other time you would have felt it is if you see your twin flame face to face. You know that you can communicate a lot just through your eyes, because your eyes are the window to your soul. So you can communicate a lot that doesn't need to be said in words. If you need comfort, your twin flame will just know that you've had a hard day. Your twin flame will also open up to you more, particularly divine masculines open up a lot to their divine feminines. They don't open up to other people as much as they do with their divine feminines, because they finally want to open up and just have that emotional vulnerability. If your divine masculine is not doing that, that's something you need to work on yourself. Divine feminine, you need to work on how you can be vulnerable to yourself, and your divine masculine will open up to you more. But he wants to do that. That is what is happening. And the face to face telepathy is helping him do that, because his body language, his eyes, and her eyes as well, there's a lot of communication happening. They might reach out to you energetically for help, or they might look to you for comfort, they might hug you. There's a lot of things that will happen between those words, like, I don't want to say between the lines, but yeah, it'll happen a lot. A lot of things will happen between the lines, and that is also telepathy. So there's face-to-face telepathy, there's when you're in two different countries, geographical telepathy or whatever you want to call it. But you can be in different places, you can communicate with each other, or you can be face to face and there's still telepathy going on, because this is a soul level relationship and you are the same soul in two bodies. So yeah, I've actually made notes this time, which is why I'm looking down. This is like the first time I think I've made notes, or second time actually. But yeah, so the reason also separation happens is because you need to realize that you are one soul in two bodies, and this connection gets stronger and stronger. So if you try to move away from your twin flame, you're like, especially when people do this at a time when they don't know they are twin flames, they'll try to ignore each other. If they've had a fight, they're like, I can move on, but they can't move on because the universe will keep giving you signs. They'll keep giving you dreams, they'll keep giving you numbers, you'll keep seeing your twin flame's name everywhere, or different signs that relate to them. This is because this is because the universe is trying to bring you close together, and the universe is trying to tell you that even if you try to run away from this, you have to come back here because this person is you. Because when the universe sees you doing this, the universe is like, what is she doing, or what is he doing? Like, why is this person running away from themselves? And the universe is like, no, 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 no. You're supposed to come back to yourself. That is why this happens. That is why you cannot really run away from your twin flame. And that is also telepathy, because you're getting dreams. Your twin flame is also getting dreams. When you get these signs, your twin flame is also getting these signs. But if your twin flame is not openly telling you about these signs, that means there's something that you need to deal with so that you can come into a permanent union, inner union with them, and then you will be able to resolve it. So that is telepathy during separation, and it happens during dreams. Sometimes your dreams can, I'll do a whole like proper thing on this separately, but your dreams, you can have the same dreams as your twin flame, or you can have them in a sense where you're having a dream and the masculine and feminine aspect of you and your twin flame may represent an inner dialogue that you need to have with yourself. So that can also happen. But the dream thing, I'm going to go about it in proper detail in a separate like video, because I feel like there's a lot that can go into it. The other kind of telepathy you can have is headaches or stomach aches, any physical symptoms, which I've briefly mentioned before. Is you'll be having a completely fine day, but out of nowhere you'll be like, my stomach hurts, but I can't figure out why. Twin flame telepathy. Now from going on from health issues to like emotional issues, you have the same emotional wounds. So if you have a wound of abandonment, your twin flame will have a wound of abandonment. And that is the true reason why they are your mirror. So if your twin flame is doing something to you, saying something to you, that is a clear reflection of what is going on. And the reason you have this connection, this telepathy over here, is because you may feel like you've done your bit of the job and you've healed, but all of a sudden something else will come in and trigger you. And that same thing will be triggered again. And you're like, I dealt with this. So why is this coming back to me? This is happening because you have dealt with this on one level, but your twin flame will bring it right back to you. And your twin flame will bring it back to you through physical or through energetic means. So what I mean by physical is, if you've dealt with the trigger, your twin flame may start talking to you. Like for example, if your twin flame has ignored you, I don't know why that's my favorite example to include, and although it's a tough one, but if your twin flame has ignored you and you feel like you've learned how to deal with it, where you've learned to be in your own essence and not be affected by your twin flame leaving and coming back again and again, your twin flame may physically contact you and then abandon you again. One, it could be a test before union to understand, are you really ready for union? Are you just saying it, or have you actually worked on this aspect? Like, do you understand that I love you despite my 3D actions? That might be one thing. The other thing can be energetic tests. So in this situation, you may one have somebody else test you, or you may have your twin flame test you energetically, where you get these messages and you're sort of bombarded with them in your head, and you're still asked to transmute them. And how do you transmute them? You have to work through them. And if this message is coming to you, not just for ignoring, but anything, if there's a wound of abandonment or something like that, deeper issues, rejection. There's so many. I could go, on and on, but I'm just sticking to the abandonment to not go into too many details. But if that comes back to you after you have dealt with it, and your twin flame is energetically sending you this message like, I feel low again about this particular wound, it's because both of you haven't dealt with it on a deeper level. Something still needs to be released. Whenever a wound needs to be healed, it needs to be healed from both of you. Both of you have the same wounds from either past lives or your childhood. If you don't have the same wounds, its chances are that you are not twin flames. So you will have similar wounds, mother wounds, father wounds. In some way or the other, you will have to deal with it. So that is why it's coming to you. It's not coming to you because he's a different person and he's just sending you these energetic messages. No, it's coming through because both of you have to deal with it on an even deeper level that you have already dealt with it. So that is also telepathy, trying to heal wounds on a much deeper level than what you think you have done. So this is the reason why also a lot of people say that twin flames are on a really fast track journey to ascension, because literally nothing can be left behind. It's like getting a tub of ice cream, eating the ice cream, and if there's any ice cream left behind, your twin flame's gonna be like, hello, there's a little bit of ice cream left there. We need to eat this as well. So you need to literally wipe this tub clean. I need to think of more analogies than ice creams, but I hope that this helps understand. Um, okay, so why is this happening? Because you are one, and you may think, okay, why me? Like, why is this person, like, sending me messages? This happens at a stage when you have not acknowledged that you and your twin flame, you are one with your twin flame, or you may not have acknowledged that this person is your twin flame. If you're at the stage where you're not sure if this person is your twin flame or not, their 3D actions are going to be very shady as well. They're also not going to confirm. Or it might be the opposite. That other person might be trying to give you more signs to help you understand that actually we are twin flames. This can also happen energetically, so that's another type of telepathy. But basically the whole point of this video of understanding telepathy is that there are different types of telepathy. Okay, it's not just one thing where you think of something and this person is just thinking it back to you. The overall conclusion of this video is to understand that twin flame telepathy is more like an inner dialogue that you have with yourself, because you and that person are the same. You are not separate souls. Like I said, you and your soulmate, or you and a karmic partner, you, your mom, and anyone else, you guys can think the same thing, and that is telepathy, But when you do it with your twin flame, we do call it twin flame telepathy, but I feel it's a good way to address it as inner dialogue, because it helps you understand that you and your twin flame are dealing with these wounds together. You're not the only one dealing with it. You both are doing it together as a team. You guys are a power couple. And that is what you need to recognize about twin flame telepathy. And yeah, that's what I'm going to conclude this video with. I hope that you've had a few pointers on understanding what different kinds of telepathy exist. So we've covered telepathy when you're not in the same location, when you're in different countries or different cities. We've covered face-to-face telepathy. We've covered health and emotional wounds telepathy. And yeah, and why telepathy happens in separation. So we talked about that, the last two in a different order. But I hope that this was helpful. Let me know in the video below if there's any particular questions that you have about telepathy. I'm going to do some more videos where I answer specific questions from my Instagram or from my clients. And I'm going to upload them very soon. So yeah, click the follow button and I think there's a bell icon and stuff. Do that so that you can watch it. And yeah, let me know if you like this video, and if you have any more questions, post them in the comment section and we'll do it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and like, share and subscribe, all of that, and thank you.